I need to testify. I got to testify. I'm going to testify. I got to testify. Oh, hi. Stay tuned. I believe it was yesterday I told some people, Andy Wells was one of them, that I was going to do a series of videos regarding, or titled My Testimony or an Atheist Testimony. Something to do with, basically, it's got to do with the 25 years that I was in the Christian cult. And this is something that's, I guess, long overdue. I don't like talking about me that much or reviewing personal stuff, which should be obvious reasons why on YouTube, where people twist things. But there's a lot of little anecdotal information, little stories within the 25 years I walked in a cult. And hopefully by sharing some of these things with you, you'll see that all the shit that they said, the mob, the YouTube mob, the Hugger Fundy Brigade, as we call them, which are comprised of both confused theists and more confused atheists who aren't really atheists, have said about me. And one thing about YouTube with atheists, just because you call yourself an atheist, that doesn't mean you're an atheist. Okay? You got to have the battle scars of it. But anyway, getting back to the little stories and all, they're not going to be in any chronological order. Not going to be like, well, the first year this happened, and it'll just be as, shall we say, the spirit leads. Okay? The first one I want to talk about is my encounter with atheists back then, back in the 80s. My debating them, the relationship I had with them. I was a Christian apologist when I went into the cult, as we call it. And I was a very, very outspoken one. And I was very strident, vocal, get-in-your-face type of apologist. I wasn't a proselytizer. I wasn't an evangelist or anything like that. But I got involved with debates. And back then, the debating had no, you didn't have the videos like now or anything. It was all typing, writing. And that's why I honed certain skills as far as typing and writing. And this is why even now I get involved in any kind of arguments with them now. I don't call them debates now. They're basically firefights. But when I get involved in those kind of things, it's all typing. I refuse to do hangouts with theists. I don't want anything to do with them in a hangout. I don't want to socialize with them because there's really nothing there that they have to say that we haven't heard already. It was funny. I went into one hangout once because a theist was making up bullshit about me based on what we had discussed regarding the Book of Acts. He was lying through his ass about me. So they had a hangout, and I actually got in it. And it was hosted by supposedly atheist, or one atheist, we call him the Leprechaun. And I was just so infuriated with this theist lying his ass off about me. I started up one side of him. I worked my way down the other. I left him well, he was shocked that I was in there to begin with. And I left him like basically just saying, He couldn't really retort with anything because what I was saying was the absolute truth as to what had transpired, actually transpired between us. So anyway, the Leprechaun threw one of us out of the hangout. Guess which one he threw out? The so-called atheist threw me, an atheist, out of the hangout. So I don't do hangouts. But anyway, back with Prodigy and CompuServe, in those days we did all this typing and all. And it was unbelievably, the debate's unbelievable. I often found myself involved with maybe 10, 12 atheists at one time, talking about 10 or 12 different subjects. And it got pretty hot and heavy a lot of times. But we had to respect it for each other. At the end of the day, we had a respect for each other because we were dealing with each other with honesty, as best as we could be honest as far as what we thought was the truth and whatever. It wasn't like this pitiful shit you see today, these atrocious apologists around here and the crap they come up with. Well, anyway, I was working for a corporation. Excuse me a minute. And I had to go away on business for a couple of days. So I put out a message, just a flash message to everyone, the atheists. I said, I'm not going to be around a while, but you people better behave yourself because I'll be watching. I'm omniscient. I got to go away and I'll be back, right? So I left, and I was gone for 2 days, and I come back. I had the computer in the bedroom, and I get my suitcase, and I throw it on the bed. And before I even unpack the suitcase, I rush to the computer. Some things never change. And I open up the computer to power it up and all. And with Prodigy, you had your favorites and bookmarks and stuff. So I went into the community. I was in the debate community. And at the bottom of Prodigy would be a logo, would tell you how many emails you had. And I look at the bottom there, and I had something like 29 emails. And I'm thinking, oh, shit. Now, I know 29 emails nowadays, that's nothing. Christ, I get 29 emails in 1 fucking hour now. If I keep trying to get my wife to clear out her emails. She's got hundreds and hundreds of them and all. But she's not 100. You down? How? You're down to 17 emails? Holy shit, that's a miracle. I don't believe you. I'm going to go check. Well, anyway, nowadays 29 something, but back then it was a lot. I'm thinking, oh shit. The reason why it's oh shit was because a lot of times with these debates, they would carry on in the private PMs going back and forth. But a lot of the tenor and tone would change with a lot of the atheists. They would reveal certain things to me, open up about things, and I would never reveal any of this stuff on the public forums. And I got to know a lot of them privately. In fact, we had one of them over to the house, had dinner with them, had a great time and all. And my thing about saying, oh shit, was that I was going to have to respond. I always took the time to try to respond. Okay, and I knew that was going to tie me up. So I still hadn't unpacked the bag. So I go into the emails and I start reading them. And I read maybe the first 10. And it was basically the same message, different words, same type of thing. And I went through them. And the 28 of the 29 that were from Athiest were all basically the same. It had nothing to do with what we were fighting about. Some of these people, believe me, we were really at each other's throats at times. It was all basically the same thing. Hey, man, I was known as Rallus Tertullianus. I took on the name of Tertullian. Hey, RT, you have a safe trip, and hurry up back. We're going to miss you. You liven things up around here. I don't agree with what you say, of course. The theology and all the God belief and all. But you hurry up back, okay? I'm going through these emails, and as I'm going through these emails, these people are pouring out affection. And all. Of course, in my mind, because I have the God glasses on, it's like, oh, maybe it's the devil. It's the devil's trick of trying to cozy up to me. And I immediately dismissed that. No, it's not. These are people, and these people are fucking human, unlike what I was told, or maybe what I even thought by fighting with him and debating with him. And they were just pouring out affection over and over. It was the same thing about telling me to have a safe trip and hurry up back and don't forget to get back online and talk to them. It was just utterly amazing. I was stunned. I was fucking stunned at the 28. I said there were 29 emails though. The 29th one was from a Baptist minister. And he took umbrage with my joking around with the atheists. I would do that sometimes on the public forums in the middle of debating, whatever. No? And I said something about hell, about if I'm wrong, I'm going to be down in hell with them. And this fucking Baptist minister was, I pray that the Lord show you the errors of your way. He had about 20 different things that begin with, I pray. I pray that you open up your eyes. I pray that, I'm using a southern accent because I'm assuming it was a Baptist minister from down south. The writing was all fucked up and all misspelled words and all. I pray this and I pray that. And all I did is I retorted back with one line. I says, and I pray the Lord gives you a fucking sense of humor. Goodbye. And that's exactly what I wrote. I pray the Lord gives you a fucking sense of humor. And I deleted them. But that was just amazing, those people. I mean, just, and needless to say, right after that, or maybe for a while, I still maybe debated a little bit, but my heart wasn't in it anymore. It really was. I was like, how could I attack people that I was becoming friends with? maybe it was the devil. But it amuses me now on YouTube where I see these asshole apologists say how atheists have no morals, or we can't really love like they don't. Happy wishing. The best friends I've ever had, the closest ones have been atheists, really. And I'm not talking about the pathetic joke that we see on YouTube. I'm talking about elsewhere. More and more of that will unfold as we go along. So that's the beginning of the testimony. The next one I do next week or whatever, I'm going to talk about hearing God's voice. I actually heard it one time in 25 fucking years, one time. So stay tuned.